Hello! Hi, everybody!
Hello!
We're here.
We're all here!
We're all here. Everyone is here.
Full house.
Hooray!
Welcome. We have a full house to Misscliks D&D Prophecy here on the Misscliks Twitch channel. We are here every week usually. We weren't here last week. We missed you. We hope you missed us. But life happens and we're back. So, if you are new to Misscliks, welcome to the channel. Glad you found us wherever you did. If you like what you see tonight, you can scroll down below the stream, click the links for YouTube and all that kind of stuff. You can watch our VODs. VODs for this show go up every Friday. And then we've got some other roleplay that happens other days in the week, and some, I guess, Apocalypse World still roleplay. Yeah, so that's. I'm thinking it's not.
Excuse me?
I meant to say it's not.
Roleplay?
No, I know. I meant to say.
In other
What
news,
just
Oliver
I mean-
dies today.
I thought
So
you were
Shade?
wow, you just fired some shots.
Apocalypse World is roleplay, I guess. What?
yeah, I mean it's not D&D, but it's it's something, I guess.
Oh, because only D&D
Imagine
is
to not murder us
roleplay.
all tonight.
I almost
Damn it.
killed Britt's character with fucking cats. So
Yeah. Yep, that happened.
So yeah, we have D&D, we have Apocalypse World, and we've got stuff coming up soon that I'm gonna make an announcement about. Who are we? I am Rob. I am at Ashtarwins on Twitter, and I am Malorian, the High Elf Arcane Trickster Rogue of this party, who just got yelled out by a goddess, so he's kind of scared. And Jess, who are you?
I am Jess. I'm Sildred on the internet. Follow me on Twitter. I am Alizarin Crimson, the Tiefling Monk on Prophecy that likes to punch stuff and eat stuff. And I'm feisty, and I'm ready to roll.
Nice.
Hey, I'm back. I'm alive. Sorry I was gone. I was in the
Thank
hospital.
God.
I almost died, but I didn't. So there you go. Happy New Year.
She pulled through just so she could be here this week.
I did. I live for this. I live for D&D, and that's all I live for.
But you can actually say that now, and that's kind
that's
of
only
crazy.
because you haven't seen Goblin yet.
I also live for Apocalypse World. Let me just correct myself. And
Thank
Goblin.
you.
Any good anime. I am Britt Wiseman on Twitter and Sheerhex on Twitch. And I'm Zisa on this show, and I'm a Dragonborn Druid, and I just want to be friends with people and have a good time. And that's me. Next.
Tia.
I am Tia. I am Lorelania on the internet. I play a dark elf resurrected as a high elf who has a schoolgirl crush on one of our companions, but he recently got yelled at by her goddess, so she's now looking at him like he is spoiled freaking meat. So thanks for that. Thanks for getting chided. And I love you. I love you. Take it away, Mr. A.
Wait, what?
Actually, we're going
Just
to Blue.
hop
Did you
on
just
over me.
etc. Blue
Mhm.
Jay?
I'm just like, all right, okay.
We have a
Sorry.
rule about etc.ing people on this
I'm
show.
Blue Jay, and I just been etc. So
Can I just remind everybody that Rob pissed off a goddess for no reason?
yeah, that totally like supersedes.
I'm sorry, your character's
ordering
so
me.
short. That
You
I
just
think I
piss
saw
off a
over
goddess
top of
right
you.
now. So
We have a different number of people every night. It's understandable.
Blue
It's
Jay-
really not.
Blue Jay, who are you though?
Blue Jay, please tell us all about yourself because you are very important to me.
Thank you. I'm Blue Jay, or Maribel Ellis Ray, Rowan Sienna something. I lost my thing that said what my name is.
We have VODs, don't
It's okay.
worry.
But it's Maribel, Sienna, Ellis Ray, Rowan, Garrick, or some combination of that, also known as Step. And I'm a gnome sorcerer of the wild magic, so I get to just fucking do shit that's cool all the time.
If it makes you feel any better, Bleach, I lost my list of all the names of my snakes, and I've been going back through the VODs trying to find the exact VOD that has the exact time where I'm like, these are all my snakes' names, and I have like 8 different
You
notebooks.
had a little alligator thing that you drew too.
That was the alligator.
That was the other one.
Dude,
This-
how do you look at your clips? I swear I clipped that.
You did. I'll find it.
I don't
anyway,
know how to do that.
Bleach, don't worry.
Steely,
We all work
Steely,
My name is something. I don't know.
Wow.
That would be really hilarious to play somebody that role plays like Santa, where you just pick up random shit and give it to other random people as presents.
Ooh.
Like, here's a horseshoe. Like, okay.
I like that.
I'm trying to think of the game where that would fit the best.
I'm stealing that.
Someone play Santa. Hurry.
I'll ruminate on that.
And you have an unexplainable fascination with chimneys, just because.
I mean, how do we know that one of our characters doesn't have an unexplainable fascination with chimneys? How many chimneys have we encountered?
That is quite Freudian.
That's fair.
If I could briefly introduce myself.
I guess so.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I mean, I just want to just in case people have questions about who this random other person is in the show. I run this game.
I don't think I have a question about that.
I'm Nacho Tigre, aka Trista Ray, and I am the DM, and I am the reason that this show is like this. I will cop to it. I not only allow this behavior, I encourage it. So this is not your cup of tea, you're in the wrong place. So we missed last week, and it's been a while since we've seen Zisa all together. So I think we are about due to go around and talk about our beliefs and instincts very briefly. Just kind of refresh ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Starting with Elorian.
Elorian's instinct is that now that Calithra.
I really thought you were gonna say now that
I was going
now
with
that
Clarissa.
Clarissa's explained it all.
Yeah.
Now that
Damn, that was a throwback.
yeah.
Deep
Now
cuts, yeah.
that Calithra is
Calithra.
Jesus. Now that she's not a shady heifer, there, I'm getting it out. That she is, in some kind of way important to me, and that I should help her when I'm able to. Is my instinct, and then my belief is that I should still do what needs to be done to save the world and avenge my family, which I think I kind of sort of just did. So we'll revisit that possibly after this episode. Although I might need to change the first part of that too, depending on how mean Avanth is going to be to me over the next little bit. So maybe I don't want to save the world anymore.
Oh my gosh! You are so. Elorian's so melodramatic.
That is very petty.
Deep.
So we'll see. That's me.
Alizarin.
My instinct is to eat food if there is, in fact, food to be found. My belief is feeling kind of old right now. The whole lazy thing, I don't really care about fighting, and the bugs are gross and I'm afraid of them. I feel like we've done so much cool stuff that her passion is sort of reignited at this point. But I don't want to take up time, so I think I'll ruminate over that.
Good word.
For this week, and then maybe think of something next time. But yeah, I'm still lazy for now.
For
Now, says the lazy person.
Yeah, I'm extra lazy right now.
I'll think about it later.
Later.
Zisa.
Yes. My instinct is to try and help and befriend others before we murder them. This has been an instinct. At the beginning, it was kind of just strictly help and befriend people, but I've come to realize that we usually end up murdering them. So before we murder them, let's try and do that. And my belief is that collaboration with each other and others is the best way to succeed, which kind of goes with my instinct. But that's my deal. That's my deal.
All right. Calithra.
My instinct is to be deathly afraid of spiders. My character was once a dark elf, worshipping Loth, was incredibly zealous, and
Until you weren't. Hello?
excuse me, I was marching in that room. Semantics
And then you were
aside.
But actually, fuck this. I'm out.
But yeah,
Bye.
and then I died. I died super hard, and in my super death, I encountered my goddess who was going to pick apart my soul for million trillion years. For failing her, even though all I did was get my brain sucked out, against my will in service of her. And then the goddess of creation on this plane of existence, Avanth, was like, hey, you could eat some of that, or you could have some of this and become good and come back and hang out with your friends. And I was like, I like what you're putting down. And I came back. She gave me the gift of life, as the goddess of creation can do. Unfortunately, I was a bit of a bitch to her in my previous life, a little snarky every now and then. And so she thought it would just be so hilarious if a dark elf devout worshiper, basically racist character who created all other, or seen all other races as lesser. Why don't we just bring her back as one of those? In fact, let's make it the most hated of the drow and bring her back as a high elf. Great fun. So that's why I'm deathly afraid of spiders. She used to worship spiders thinking that they were, direct communication to Loth, and now she still fears that because she thinks in the back of her mind that Loth is still out to get her. So spiders are scary. And my belief is I need to secure the safety of my soul before I go back into death. I must do a good job in pleasing Avanth because she apparently is an emotional fucking train wreck, and if you don't do anything that she says, she just throws a temper tantrum. So if I don't do what she says, then she just be like, maybe like, you know what, go back to Loth, and then I'm double fucked. So that's my instinct and belief. Blue Jay, the gracious, beautiful, wonderful lady, would you like to take it from here?
Sure thing. My instinct is to spread the knowledge of how cool and awesome all gnomes are, like way better than any other race probably, because we're really great. And y'all didn't know that we were alive and floating on a floating city that we made out of our magic because we're great. And my belief is through study, hard work, and research, I can solve all the world's problems because I'm the best at everything. And that was kind of challenged when I died twice yesterday. Or last time. That was interesting. So let's not do that ever again. And
it's all good. That's how we roll.
Yeah,
Literally, we roll terribly.
Became unconscious rather than died.
Rolling banana daggers? Is that what you guys have been doing?
A little bit.
Yeah.
Laura dropped the fucking ball like 8 times in a row. It was amazing to behold.
I feel like if, just going off what T was saying, I feel like if Avanth was like a Z-list celebrity in today's world, she'd be like Paris Hilton. She'd be like, that's hot.
Yeah.
My God.
Whoa.
You guys are so savage. Avanth is merely capricious.
Are you kidding me?
She just got reborn. She's like a little teenage goddess. Leave her alone.
Yeah, that's fair. She going through finding herself like fashion stage yet?
She just got reborn and like all of her shit is fucked up because curiosity is fucking with her. And then these fucking mortals have one fucking job and they can't do it. Like, her life is hard.
Oh, okay.
All
Leave
life
my
is
NPCs
hard.
alone. Anyway.
It's rough. It's rough being a goddess.
I know. Personal experience. It's not easy.
So hard.
Anyway, so let's dive back into it. When we left off, we were laughing, but you guys had just killed the first phylactery of Nazara in Hylanor, and Step was cleaning up the like arcane circle of badness that Nazara's minions had drawn in the throne room of the High Elves. And Elorian said some bold things to Avanth, and she said some bold things back. But we're gonna start with Zisa. Zisa, the last you knew, you guys were fighting some really weird zonked out elves in the forest, and you blinked, and you have for you, no time has passed. Like, you just cease to exist for some time until suddenly you hear, oh, God damn it, there you are. And your eyes open, and you're standing in this, like, it's like when Neo goes to, like, the weapon room in the Matrix. It's just like this white expanse. And Avant appears in front of you in her phoenix form. And she kind of cocks her bird head and she says, let's never speak of this. Okay?
Of what?
Exactly. And you blink again and you open your eyes and you're standing in the middle of a beautiful gardened courtyard. And all your friends are standing around. There's some dead bodies of things that probably they killed. Knowing you recognize a few kidney stabs. You know the signs of your friends passing.
Okay.
And Step is disrupting the circle, like pentagram, arcane circle on the ground. Avant is standing in the middle of the circle, tapping her foot and glaring daggers at the back of Valorian, who is walking away.
Okay, so I'm confused, but I am happy to see all of my friends, and I like all the flowers. So I'm gonna go ahead and just not say anything, like I was told to not say anything about something that I don't understand. And I think I'm just gonna pretend that I'm just gonna assume that they don't know that I've been gone at all. And say, hey guys, who'd we kill? What'd we do? What are we doing with what are you doing, Steph? What's the deal over here?
And
Just
I like
remind me.
and for like half a second, I'm like pause and I look over, and like Steph has gone through some shit. Like, you don't know this, but I went unconscious twice, so I'm looking not great, right? And then I look over like back at Avant, and then I go back to work. Like, I have to like get this done, and I'm just like, well, and then I just like that's it. Like.
Without looking back, Alorian like mutters under his breath, "A great time to bring her back now. Everything's already dead."
Like how under your breath?
Like really under my breath.
Like,
She can totally probably still hear me, but like
She says, I could hear your thoughts. If you got something to say it in my face.
And he just continues to go like loot the dead bodies of the guards that were
And I just
guarded
say,
around.
Was
I
I
don't
not
have
helping you with that?
Maybe so. I don't remember.
Okay, I look over at Liz kind of nervously because we were like told not to say anything, so I just don't even know. Like, I see you there, I have a smile on my face, but I just like don't respond at all. I'm just like,
The most
we're like,
awkward homecoming of all time.
I don't know if I'm supposed to pretend that, like, I don't know if I'm supposed to have been here the whole time or if I've only been mentally gone. So I'm just gonna roll with it. So wait, hey,
I'm just like, welcome back.
back? Oh, right, yeah, I was gone. How long was I gone?
Oh, yeah, not long. We weren't worried at all.
oh, Lord,
Yeah, I mean, I know how long I was gone. I was just sort of saying,
Yeah.
not long, like a couple of days, right? Hours? Yeah.
And Steph is just like looking back at Avant and then like trying to like get like the circle out so that she can do whatever, because she's just like standing there. So Steph assumes that she's like stuck within the pentagram until it's dismantled. So I'm just like, okay, I've got to do this for this goddess. So I'm just gonna like do this and leave this other bullshit going on. So that's like, she's just like, frantically.
Yeah, Avant is just like just looking at you with like
And-
no respect for like extended eye contact. She's just staring at you.
I'm gonna lean over to Liz. Is a lizard near me, like next to me while we're talking about
Sure, yeah.
Sure.
I'm gonna just decide that it doesn't matter how long I've been gone, and I'm just gonna be like, so, what happened here? Are we all still friends?
I'm helping Alorian loot at this point and like
Yeah,
keeping myself
totally.
really busy
Oh,
with
good,
that.
this is good.
Yeah, we're all good. Yeah, we're all good here. We just fought our way through a big long castle. It's like you were saying. It's just hard to say how long it's been. We've just been fighting so hard.
Yeah, I just had to go. I had to go, you know, for the things that I had to go for. I'm so sorry that I was going for those things. I'm so happy to be back. Can I help with anything? It looks like you guys have taken care of it for the most part. Good job, by the way. Nice. Good
Do you
work.
know anything about pentagram?
Do I know anything about pentagrams?
You can roll me an Arcana check.
Yeah, let me do that. Let me find out. One moment. Hold, please.
You know a thing or two about
thing or
pentagrams.
two?
I kind of
Enough to like help? Would I be confident? Would she be able to express her knowledge in a manner to make me confident that she could not fuck this up? Because I have very high expectations, and I don't know if a 14 hits those for me.
You're reasonably sure that if you told her go erase that Omega symbol in the northeast corner of the pentagram, she would be like, okay, get rid of it.
All right. So I do so. I'm like, I could actually use some assistance. This is a very large thing, and I'm a very small person, and I also hurt. So could you go erase that Omega symbol in the upper left corner of the pentagram? Thank you.
Of course I can. Do I need to do anything to erase this, or can I just go?
No, you can just go help Step.
I'm helping her. I'm erasing it.
Do we have the map still from last week or no? Or should we just be on the world map?
I can move you back over to it. The only thing missing is Zisa, but I can
Just
copy
for,
paste.
I mean, just for setting, for visual.
Yeah.
Yeah, while all that's transpiring, I think, Calithra was helping me rifle through the dead. Did the phylactery lady, did you say she, like, disappeared into ash? There's nothing left of her? Was that what you had said?
I think so. I think she, like, faded away like a Buffy vampire that's been staked.
Nice.
Look, my references are what they are. Okay? But yeah, I think there's nothing left of her but ash. What you find on the bodies of the elves are, you don't find a lot of money or anything like that, but you do find like little keepsakes and like mementos from around Highlindor. Like you find maybe a ring that belonged to the queen is in one of their pockets, and like various things like that that are valuable, but more so for their symbolism than for what they are actually worth in coin.
Like
Okay.
before the elves lost their sense of self, they like tried to keep these things from the intruders or something.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, just for whatever pocket, like the smaller types of trinkets that don't take up much physical space.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they've got like, so one of them has the queen's ring, one of them has the symbol of the captain of the King's Guard, like that badge. One of them has that in their pocket, and one of them has a small hand mirror that you know belonged to, let's say, the princess.
Okay.
Little keepsakes. And as you're looting, you notice that like this heavy like miasma of like shitty air and darkness is starting to kind of clear up a bit now that Azara's influence has been slain.
I tell the party I'll be right back, and I stealth and go towards where I remember the dungeons were.
Okay. So, Alorian, you go down into the dungeon. You hear it's quiet, but you hear like rustling and some clanking down the hall where the cells are.
I approach quietly.
Yeah. Could you roll stealth?
Yeah.
Just so I have like a point of reference.
I guess so.
I mean, I know you're gonna like probably do amazing, but what if you
Not
don't?
as much.
Exactly. So you're like stumbling along, and you hear a woman crying as you get closer.
Mm. So is it like a normal like Dukes of Hazzard type of jail cell? Like is it like just a big wall of bars, or is it like a single door that has like a window in it?
It's a wall of branches,
Or that.
like magically reinforced
Right.
branches, because elves.
Okay.
The
If I
elves smell this shit.
um
I mean, I'm just saying.
you better behave or we gonna put you in our magical basket.
You don't want to go to the treehouse.
Right. So I approach, I guess. I mean, they're in a fucking cell, so I approach
Yeah.
to see
There's-
who they are.
Yeah, there's a figure who's like hunched over. They're wearing like the ragged remnants of a gown. They have long silvery blonde hair that's kind of matted and dirty, dingy now. But you roll me a perception check.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the princess. What's her name? For
Um,
this lovely lady.
her name is I actually had that. Where did where I'm reading. I actually wrote it down in my bio, but I'm trying to find it.
I know you did.
Shit. We'll use this one instead because I can't find it.
Is that a throne in the back over there? Like,
Yes.
Can I go
Yeah,
inspect that after?
Right.
Yeah, when we go back to you guys in the courtyard.
Her name is Liliandria.
Liliandria. This is Princess Liliandria.
I recognize her and I come out of stealth and I'm like, Your Majesty?
And she kind of freezes and like looks over her shoulder. And then her eyes widen. She says, Aurorian, I thought you were dead. How are you here?
Back at ya. Like, why did they leave you alive? No, I don't mean to seem not happy about it, but
And she like rushes up to the branches and like grabs them and looks at you, and there's like shimmering tears brimming in her eyes. And she says, They wanted to sacrifice me, I think. I'm so glad that wait, are they dead? Are you here to rescue me?
yeah, yes. We've vanquished what we've seen so far of them in the palace.
Oh, thank all the gods. Well, except Kyriansily, of course. Let me out. There's so much I have to talk to you about.
Is there a lock somewhere that I can see, or do I just need to start hacking at these branches?
Your family was part of the King's Guard, right?
Mhm.
Like you know the incantation to open the jail cells. That was like.
Okay, I press to digitate whatever torches are around the room on, because I'm sure she's probably in pitch black.
She kind of squints against the light.
And then yeah, I open the magical branch gate.
So the branches kind of wither backwards, and she rushes out and like tackle hugs you, as like
Mhm.
crying into your shoulder.
I embrace her and I guess hold it until she begins to pull away on her end.
She doesn't. She's
I
just telling you how much she missed you and how happy she is to see you.
I guess I just let it happen for about 30 seconds to a minute, and I'm like I'm like Your Majesty, we should get somewhere more secure.
She pulls back and kind of dabs at her eyes, and she says, of course. Lead the way to safety. I trust you.
I hand her a mirror as we begin to walk.
she looks at it and she's like happy to see it, and then she catches a glimpse of her face and her smile kind of freezes, and she's like, "Are there
I press the
bathing
digit.
chambers?"
I press the digitate to get rid of the smudges on her, like the dirt on her face.
And she like beams at you, and like her radiant beauty is just like shining out now. And she looks in her mirror and she says, "You always were my best friend." And she like blinks at you a couple times.
Fucking elves, man.
I'm very happy to see that if anyone was going to survive, that it was you. Follow me this way. And I lead her back to the throne room where everybody else is.
So, Calithra, you're examining the throne.
I am very curious to see if it has been tampered with in any sort of way.
Okay.
I don't know a lot about High Elven structure or what it's supposed to look like, but I'm curious if there's any other reasons, like the room itself, why Curiosity chose here. And I just don't want her influence to be able to spread again, so...
Arcana, history, and history will give you different answers, so roll whichever.
I'm gonna go with... Both of these stats are terrible, so history. History?
High elven bullshit.
Okay, take the first one. I don't know why it took so long to...
What were you trying to look at?
High Elven bullshit.
Okay.
High Elven, like, everything looks good.
It's very ornate and overdone, and there's like berries carved into the side of it, and like butterflies and shit. And you're like, ew.
After that, if Avant is still in the center, then I'm gonna make my way over to Alizarin and just kind of bathe in her beauty.
Yeah, whenever it gets to the point that we have, successfully freed Avant from the circle, I would like to address her. So yeah, you just let me know if there's something else you need to check or do to get that finished, or if we can just...
No, I think we're good to release our goddess to her.
Yeah, you guys like disrupt the circle enough that she's able to leave. What would you like to say before?
Like if I like as I'm rubbing out like the last little bit, I don't know like how Avant usually is addressed, because I'm used to Killarth, and he's more like down to earth, literally. So I just I do like a really curtsy thing and like bow or some shit, and I'm just like your goddess, lady, Vaughn, and I'm just like totally weird.
And she nods. Yes. Step, please.
There are 2 other phylacteries that still need to be handled. Do you have any knowledge as to which we should take care of first, which is most pressing before you leave?
Well, the orcs are dealing with their problem to the best of their ability, and they can hold steady for a little longer. The dwarves, however, are shambles, and you should probably go clean that up.
As you wish. And she like bows a little more, and then gets a little off balance, and almost stumbles forward, and then catches herself, and she's like, oh.
And Yvonne kind of smiles, and she says, "You are so precious." I like the 3 of you that worship me. And she kind of looks at Zisa side eye.
I mean, technically, I think she's great and a goddess, and that's, but I
mean, I'm happy to worship her too. I could do that. I was just I worship you. Do you want me to?
No, you're right. You do some beautiful funerals. I've seen your work.
Thank you. Oh my god, I can't believe you've seen my stuff. That means a lot.
Yes. The souls that are sent on their way by you are very happy.
It's performance art, really. It's performance art.
It is. It's it's a service, but it's also my art.
And as you're saying this, Alorian walks in with a stunningly beautiful high elf.
I don't interrupt the room. I wait for whatever they're doing to finish.
Well, I mean, I'm guessing that's the...
Yeah, you just kind of walk in as
I would be giving
says,
a general prayer of thanks to our goddess.
So I guess yeah, like he walks in with this like beautiful woman, and I just like am immediately on guard. I'm just like, who is this?
I immediately walk up and I'm like, hey, friend.
And like Liliandra kind of takes a half step back and grabs your arm, Lorian.
I'd look to the side and I'm like, she's fine. It's fine.
Are you sure? Have you checked?
The-
She
the-
could be.
The dragon, the
Or,
scariest, the scariest looking one of us is actually the friendliest. So
Oh, and I was like thinking you were talking about like.
What is the princess wearing?
She's got like a ragged gown. It was once very beautiful, but it's been kind of she's been wearing it for a while.
I
It's a
feel
little
like
raggedy.
she looks like she looks like how Cinderella did after the stepsisters tore her dress apart.
Yeah,
Oh.
she's like very aesthetically ragged.
I need to
Like-
conjure some birds to fix her shit.
It's like a very like if rich people are like, oh, let's dress like poor people for a day. That's kind of how she looks.
Right.
Cool.
I tell
Can I,
everybody. I tell everybody that I went to the dungeon just on the off chance that someone was still alive in the city and not affected by the weird waxy undead affliction. And luckily, the princess was being held to be a sacrifice, and we saved her before they got to that.
This could be a trap, Alorian. I've seen plenty of people wear the faces of others. How do you know she is who you think she is? Have you checked?
You're more than welcome to detect magic on her if you'd like.
She seems nice.
I don't have any spells left.
You could cast it as a ritual. It would just take 10 minutes.
Okay, I guess like I'm saying, I think like this place is full of dark magics. It is not wise to let this woman into our company without checking. So, and I look at her and I'm like giving her the side eye a little bit, and I'm like, stay there. And I like sit down on the ground and like start, chanting and ritualing. And like, if she tries to move, I like look up and I say, stay there. And I look to Alorian and I'm like,
Feeling that she's probably putting a lot more weight onto me than she normally would, because I'm sure she's probably semi-malnourished. I lead her over to sit on the throne so that she doesn't have to continually stand. And then I give her some of the rations so that she can eat as well.
I am just watching, like, from the moment they come into the room, I'm just like, takes a second to register, eyes go wide, see that, like, she is on his arm, don't say anything, look to the gnome like, I completely agree with you, but I can't form words right now. Look back to the princess, watch them make their procession over to the chair where she stands down, and I just, like, am staring at her, like, just...
And she takes her little ration bar and nibbles at it very delicately.
all right. So,
I follow them over there, and I don't want to be rude. I want to let her eat, so I'm just sitting really close to her, like smiling at her. Like,
She kind of
we're gonna be
laughs
such good
nervously.
friends as soon as you eat that food.
I suddenly wish that there were sticks in the area so that I could detect magic, I say to Alyssum underneath my breath.
you need sticks?
When we were trying to detect magic on a door in our first campaign, Lorian took a stick and threw it, so I'm kind of on the low-key referencing how I would like to throw a fucking stick at her face.
Got it. Well, I do the thing.
Yeah, so while this, like, pervasive social awkwardness happens around you, you cast a spell. You detect the dispersing magic of the circle.
Mhm.
Avant, I think by the time you've casted the spell, Avant is gone. She's like, okay, bye. So you don't
After,
detect
like,
that.
I would assume that after like we do the conversation of where we should go next, she's like, all right, I got stuff to do.
That's
Yeah,
totally
like,
Avant,
why?
by the way. As soon as people aren't paying attention to her, she leaves.
Wow. But there's nothing magical about this woman. She's just really that pretty.
That wasn't why, okay? I was more thinking of, that one drow hag person that changed
Yeah,
shapes
it's not
and-
that. She is just like this.
What's
she
the-
woke
She's
up
just
like
that
this
really
today.
nice, pretty girl.
she's
What's
just
the what's the radius on detect magic?
30 feet?
30 feet.
Okay, so I mean, is there anything other than her? Because I'm assuming it illuminates anything in the range that is magical.
I don't think it illuminates. I think it just like I can see an aura of magic.
Yeah.
Right. Well, right. I
There's-
meant illuminates to you,
There's
not to everybody
nothing
else. Okay.
besides like elvish
Okay.
architecture that incorporates magical plants.
Like little like spheres of fairy fire that are just like hundreds of years old, floating in the branches of trees. Yeah.
They're like, hey,
With
Sadu.
little smiley faces on
Sadu.
them. Just like, we love you.
But
All
yeah,
right.
she's just a high elf.
So I like go through this process. Like 10 minutes is a long time to be like sitting in front of someone chanting. You know?
She's just like nibbling her ration, looking at Zisa, looking at you, looking at Aloria.
We're all
like,
just waiting, like,
In the meantime,
Yeah.
I'm explaining to her who all of us are and what we've been doing and what's been going on and what's been happening and what the part this city had and the plan was on the side of Curiosity and
If
how
I
we're
wasn't doing a spell, I would be totally ripping you a new one for revealing to the stranger all of the shit that we.
Yeah, but Alorian thinks that this is bullshit and that it's a complete waste of time that you're even doing it. So he's just like whatever.
Yeah,
He's so happy to see like somebody from his childhood actually alive.
and Liliandra like kind of nods, and she gets less nervous as this progresses. She says, "Well, you all have been very busy, and I really thank you for the work that you've done." And, like a little tear wells up in her eye.
I turn to her and say, not to dampen the mood of the room or make any less of your rescue, but do you know what happened to everyone else?
And she like sniffs a couple of times and bursts into loud sobs. And she says, "I killed my parents and all of the king's guard. And this terrible spell fell over the city, and I think all the other high elves are dead."
oh, don't cry.
She kind of sniffles a bit and she says, "But Alorian, you're still alive, and it gives me such hope." And she kind of squints at Calithra. "I don't know you."
I don't suppose you would. It's your majesty.
At this point, Alorian just now realizes how awkward this potentially could be.
And I
He-
kind of like look from Alorian, look to the space that's in between them, and look to Alorian, and then back to the space, and then back to her, like all throughout, like in one movement, in my bowing kind of motion. Like,
I mentioned to the princess that Calithra is newly a high elf and was gifted that by Avant, the life bringer.
Huh.
And like
That's-
right in the middle of all this happening, I'm like, she's whatever she appears to be, and then like ignore her completely.
And she kind of looks at Calithra and she's like, well, welcome, sister."
can I make like a straight up like charisma check right now, just to be like, girl, you're pretty, but I've got something of my own right here.
Yeah, if you want to make like a charisma saving throw, sure.
Yeah.
Don't forget, everyone, that you all have inspiration again.
Yeah. Just trying to like.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm so proud to have been selected by the goddess of creation, Our Lady Avant, to come back and be of service to the High Elves while you were away.
She like nods and she like reaches out to you and then runs over and gives you this big hug.
I embrace her as I should any living creature of Avant and lovingly say a prayer of thanks, like any creature of Avant should, and just kind of, at the last moment when she's hugging me, I'm like, is her skin really this fucking smooth? Get out of here. Like, this is just not okay. And then, like, after a while, I kind of push her out to, like, the arm's length and look at her like she's my sister, and just so happy you're here.
There's so few of us left. We need to do the work of rebuilding High Elven Kingdom.
Well, we
And
can
you
talk
will
about
be
that later.
Busy with that, I understand that you need to stay here in the kingdom and take care of your affairs while we leave and go to the
She just
dwarves.
said that everybody died. Maybe
Yeah,
she Come
we
with
can't
us.
we can't leave her here by herself.
I look at Zisa like she's just
You're like, shut up.
look at her like that's such a wonderful and thoughtful idea.
You guys are great together. You hugged. Look, she's already your friend. She's one of us.
I love friends.
And
You're
she like
right.
reaches out and touches Lorian on the shoulder, and she's like, "A reunion can't be this short."
You
Do you
certainly.
have any? And like, ever the practical like person, I'm just like, can she even keep herself alive? We can't have the dead weight with us. This is dangerous territory we go into.
The safety of Her Majesty must be taken at the highest precedence in such an important time when you need to relay the foundation of our great people. I strongly feel that your safety is here, if not in one of the major cities where you can spread the word of what's happened here.
Isn't she way more likely to die if she's left alone where everyone else in her family died than
I don't think that anyone should be left in Hylanor. This place is full of who knows what bad magics, but what was it, Whitethorn or
Whitebridge.
Whitebridge or Portsmouth?
How about this? Or we could just maybe just an idea. Your kingdom, you're great. Have I told you how smart and wonderful you are, Lily? I think that your kingdom is the safest, the aerial buttress. We could just put her there.
It's not floating anymore.
Well,
But it's also not infested with bugs.
and safe.
That is true.
And-
That is
And
true.
like Liliandra like looks at you guys talking, and she like tilts her head to the side and she says, "Forgive me, but I thought all the gnomes were dead."
Yes, well, so did many people. We were smarter than the rest of the races and got the hell out of Dodge. You know?
And she
Where-
kind of like looks
Where
at
is
you.
where is this Dodge place?
Dodge place.
God.
And she kind of looks at you for a moment and then like swoops down and like gathers you in this big hug. It's like, oh, I'm so happy for your people that you managed to survive this cataclysmic
And
event.
it's basically like this because it's basically like she's holding a doll, except
Yeah,
for
she's like,
As soon as she bends over to like hug the gnome, like I just stare at Alorian and smile.
I'm so happy that she's hugging everyone. I'm like, I'm gonna get a hug soon.
And
I'm gonna get a
as
hug
per
soon.
usual, she
I'm gonna get a hug
will
soon.
not let go, but you're not big enough to push her away.
no, like maybe like my hands are like up here, like by her shoulders, and I'm just like, you can let me down, please, hello.
She's like too busy effusing.
I-
about how happy
I-
she is that the gnomes survived.
I draw my gaze away from Calithra's desk there and realize the situation that's going on. I'm like, Lily, that one doesn't like to be touched.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm so sorry. She puts you down and like,
I come up.
and like at first she's like, oh god, dragon, and then she's like, wait, yes, we're best friends now.
Friendship. And then I
So,
put her down
yeah.
so that she can hug Lizard because I'm assuming that she wants to hug him.
She
I
like
know.
hesitates in front of a lizard because you like have horns and it's
Yeah, tieflings are a little different, but
I know that
I-
I failed on my history check of the chair, but can I like just in like my moment try and think if I know anything about this chick? Like maybe
yes.
she doesn't like spiders or something. Like I don't know.
Roll history with advantage.
Okay.
Because you know who would know about the High Elven royal family? The fucking drow.
Yeah! I know
Whoa.
everything about you, girl.
This
girl?
was like the most eligible bachelorette
Of
of
course she
all
was.
elves because she was the one and
This
only
was
princess and
the
heir to the High Elven kingdom.
the Helen of Hylanor is what's happening
Yes,
right
the
now.
Helen of Hylanor, indeed.
Does she have previous lovers? Like, is her virtue tainted?
Oh no,
Of course not.
she's a good girl.
Of course.
Oh God.
Let me guess.
but
She also like
she's-
led the, saving the poor and like giving out Christmas presents to the less
Yeah,
fortunate.
she does a lot of
and-
charity. She's
Yeah.
rumored to be not that bright, but
Oh.
she's very beautiful.
Can we talk in
And-
wait, you're not that bright either.
No, we are like two peas in a
Yeah.
pod right now.
Yeah.
She's pretty and she's friendly.
She's pretty and she's friendly and she is fucking dead to me. Okay.
Yeah, you remember all of the gossip about her.
Now that we're all friends, what do you guys say we get out of this dodge?
Yeah.
Would I be able to draw a teleportation circle inside the city, or is
yes, it? Now that Nazara's shit has been broken up, you can teleport back to Atherton.
Okay, cool. So I after checking her out, after being like, all right, we're gonna get her to safety and then ditch her because she's useless. After being touched when I didn't want to be touched, I'm just grumbling princess.
I want to while she's getting the teleportation circle ready, because I'm assuming it's not something that you do in with a flick of a hand.
No, it needs to be drawn.
Not unless you're a monk and then you miss those people.
Can I assist her in any ways? Can I assist your character? No, you're not gonna let me? Okay.
No, fuck no.
I need to show off.
Can I expedite this process? She's like, can we make this go any faster?
Do you remember that one time when you were like, oh, I know what this is, and you rolled?
Oh, yeah, and I was like, no, I don't know.
I'm not letting you help me.
I attempt to engage in petty small talk with the princess about the history of, well, maybe not the history of her people, something that would make her smile, I guess, because I'm nice too. Look at how nice I'm being. Aren't I being so nice?
You guys both like pretty clothes.
Yeah.
We can
Oh,
talk
do I
about
have
pretty
an
clothes.
extra set of travel clothes on me? I think I do.
While they're talking, I kind of just wait for a small break in the conversation and get Lily's attention and ask her if she knows if the undead, for lack of a better way to put it, were able to gain access to the royal coffers, because usually the royal family were the only ones that could open the doors. Not necessarily, it's just usually where where the palace guard would keep their weapons, where not necessarily where all of the money of the city is, but where basically I could go to just try to see if there would be any way for me to. I'm looking for ways, because now I'm feeling like it's now my duty to make sure that she lives and survives until I can find a safe place for her. So I'm looking for any way to try to make me better at doing that and more effective at making sure that I can keep her safe and alive. So I'm asking her if she can take me to the royal coffer to see if there's anything that they left or if it was even broken into at all.
Oh, of course, I would do anything for you, Elorian.
I turn to Clither and ask her if she'd like to join us.
I would be honored.
Yes, sister, you must come with us. We have to stick together now.
You worship the goddess?
She kind of blinks a couple of times. The High Elven god?
The goddess of creation? Avant?
Oh, well, of course, we all worship Avant, but I am dedicated to the High Elven god, of course, yes.
Which is what, Tris?
I'm looking through my notes. So. Don't you see me turning these pages?
So as that conversation's happening while we're starting to walk, I turn around and tell Step that we'll be right back while you continue.
I really would like to
I ignore you.
The three of you are going?
I'd like to find the room where Nazara was doing all of her stuff to see if there's any hints towards her plans. Yeah, she was kind of here, but is there maybe a file cabinet somewhere marked from A to Z?
My evil plans on a manila folder.
There's a diary somewhere.
Log into Nazara's PC.
While this is happening, I lean over to Step. I'm assuming since I'm actually intelligent, I'm I know you don't like her, and I think she's amazing because she is. Let's keep an eye on this situation. Because it's I feel like it would be obvious to me that Calithra is pissed and upset. So I'm kind of concerned, and I'm trying to just force her into friendship with everyone.
Wait. So what are you saying to Step?
I'm saying to Step, let's keep an eye on this triangle, this love triangle situation.
And so Step is just
not jealous.
Yeah, Step is just I think it best to let people settle their own affairs in the romantic department, but I do think that the last living royal of Hylanor does need to be paid strict attention to, if that was what you were
Right.
suggesting.
Yes, let's not let her die.
I don't intend to. I'm sure my
Right.
people will take great care of her if we can just get her there without, running into something evil in this palace that wishes
Yeah.
to destroy her or us or both.
So, so we've got a contingent of you going to search the copper, and someone else looking for Nazara's workroom.
So Calithra does not come with us then?
Well, as jealous as I am of your new lady love, you scandalous manho, I am devoted to my goddess first, and I need to make sure that we, don't just save here, we save the rest of the world, too.
I've also invited Alizarin to come as well because I'm having an idea that there's probably something shiny that she may want while we're there.
I mean, I was thinking about just like taking a nap.
If I see something, I'll grab it for you.
Okay, you know what? All right, fine. Yeah, okay, I'll come. I'll come. It'll be fun.
And
I suggest that Calithra does not wander alone by herself in the palace and look pointedly at Zisa.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with her.
All right, I got this.
Wait up.
We've already murdered in this area. I think I'll be fine.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with her.
Okay.
In fact, Alorian was actually really asking Alizarin to come just to make sure he had extra muscle in case they ran into something.
So you guys diverge. For the record, the High Elven god is named Etlios. Etlios. The god of beauty and art.
Of course. Elves.
Very, very Apollo-esque, except for the sun, because Avant has that on lock. And I think it's time for our first break.
Oh my god.
Okay, team. That means we're going to go to our first of 2 breaks for the evening. We got a little bit of a late start today, so we'll try to make the breaks really quick tonight. So stick around. We hope you're enjoying the show. We'll be back soon to see where this goes. Thanks. We'll see y'all soon.